Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Before we begin tonight's Hall of Fame ceremony, I'd like to welcome VHS JROTC Master Sergeant Austin Conrad to the podium to lead us in the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag, to the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sylvester Schifalalio, Athletic Director for Vineland Public Schools. I'd like to welcome you all to the 2025 Vineland Athletic Hall of Fame ceremony, sponsored by Allen Associates. It's an honor to have you all here with us as we celebrate three of the most outstanding student athletes to ever walk through these doors. Before we get to our honorees, we have a number of distinguished guests who have joined us tonight to share a few words. I'd like to start with our Board of Education President, Mrs. Kimberly Cadaspati.
Good evening. On behalf of the Vineland Public School District and the Board of Education, I'm honored to welcome you to this year's Athletic Hall of Fame induction ceremony. First, I'd like to thank the parents, coaches, teachers, and community members who support our athletes every step of the way. Your dedication helps shape not only the athletes, but great people. I'd also like to thank our athletic department and the Hall of Fame committee for making tonight possible. As a school board, we are proud to support all of our student athletes. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, leadership, and resilience, skills that serve our students long after they leave the field or the court. Tonight, we celebrate three outstanding alumni who represent the very best of Vineland High School. Tess Fisher, class of 2018, is one of our most accomplished tennis players in New Jersey history. With an incredible record of 159 wins and only 3 losses, she set state records and earned countless honors, including state individual champion and player of the year. She continued her career at Rutgers University, where she made history again and ranked in a ranked singles win. Today, she gives back as a teacher, shaping young minds in the same way she once inspired us on the court. Jamil Demby, class of 2014, was a leader from the start. He played junior varsity his freshman year before spending 3 years on the varsity team, eventually serving as team captain. His talent on the field earned him a Division I offer, and he became an All-American offensive lineman at the University of Maine. Drafted by the LA Rams, he continued in 2 Super Bowls and earned a championship ring in Super Bowl 56. Today, Jamil continues to lead as a youth pastor in Florida and an upcoming offensive line coach, while giving back to his hometown through his annual football camp. Isiah Pacheco, class of 2018, is a name not only known here in Vineland, but across the nation. A four-year captain at Vineland High School, Isiah excelled as a running back, quarterback, and defensive back, rushing for over 3,000 yards and leading his team to major victories. As a college standout career at Rutgers, he was drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs in 2022 and made an NFL history by winning 2 Super Bowl championships in his first 2 seasons. Despite the spotlight, Isiah remains deeply connected to his hometown, returning often to mentor and inspire young athletes. These 3 outstanding individuals remind us what can happen when talent meets effort and when our young people are given the chance to succeed. They continue to inspire future generations of Vineland athletes, and we are proud to honor them tonight. To Tess, Jamil, and Isiah, congratulations. You have made us all proud. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Next, Senator Michael Testa.
I'll be brief. This is a real honor to be here this evening. I'm a 1994 graduate of Vineland High School. There's someone else I'd like to recognize here, and that's Senator Nick Aselta. I'm sort of under his umbrella in the political world. And this school is now named after his brother. How cool is that? So we're all here really taking part in history. And the great thing about the city of Vineland and Vineland High School, of which I am a very, very proud alum, is that we're like a family. Jamil, I look at you, I know your mom and your dad, and in my practice as an attorney, I got to see your father all of the time and his job, and I would hear about you growing up and how you were maturing as a young man and as a football player, and it's just awesome to see the man that you have become. Forget about the football. You were a fantastic football player, but you're an even better man, and that's a testament to your parents. And Tess, I have to tell you, what an incredible tennis player you were and continue to be. I look at the pictures of your Western forehand grip, and I really don't understand how you're able to hit a tennis ball that way, because that really wasn't popular when I was playing tennis. And I look at your record and my record as a tennis player, sort of like the inverse of what yours is. And, you know, I was #1 for a few years here, but I have to tell you, like, it's just remarkable to see how many wins you were able to accumulate. And the fact that you're giving back, again, is a testament to your family. And I got to hear from your mom and so many others in your family of just your growth as when you were a young lady. Now you're a lady, I think. But when you were a young lady and a young tennis player in your maturation process and all that you have accomplished. And look, I don't get to interact with you personally too much, but what I can tell is that you remain really humble despite all of your remarkable accomplishments, and now you're giving back. What more could we ask for as the village that helped bring you forward? Just thank you so very much for giving back, and this is a testament to all that you did. And I look at your record up there. I don't know that there's ever been a tennis player in the state of New Jersey, let alone South Jersey, let alone Vineland High School, that was able to accumulate a record quite as impressive as yours. Kudos to you. And I know Pop couldn't be here today, but he's with us in spirit for sure. How proud are we as Vinelanders when you turn on the Super Bowl and you get to see a young man win back-to-back rings? I mean, that's just incredible. Chris, you know, you've known him since he was a child, right? And you get to see this young man who runs so hard and with so much passion and represents the city of Vineland and Vineland High School and his family oh so well. It's great. I get teased a lot by my buddies that I grew up with, especially the ones that I went to Villanova with, that I always said that all roads lead to Vineland, because they do. And certainly with this young man, Pop Pacheco, representing the city of Vineland on the national and international scene and scoring touchdowns in the Super Bowl. 2 rings. Jamil, you have 1 ring. I mean, think about this. If you were here tonight, there'd be 3 Super Bowl rings in this room alone. So my friends, when they would call me and say, hey, this kid from Vineland's tough. He's running hard. It's unbelievable. I said, listen, we carry what's called the Vineland chip. And we do. We all have a little bit of a chip on our shoulder, us graduates of Vineland High School, because we're not kind of told, hey, you went to Vineland, you know, that's not a real big time school. Jamil, you're shaking your head because you know what I'm talking about. And, you know, at Villanova, I experienced that. I'm sure you experienced that. Hey, you know, you didn't go to one of the more prestigious schools in South Jersey, but guess what? You all have done fantastic things, and you're a testament to how great Vineland High School is, the teachers that were here, the principals that were here. I wasn't here when my Uncle Tom was a principal, but I was certainly here when Ed Harvard was an assistant principal. And how cool is it that we're now sitting in the Edward T. Harvard Gymnasium? You know, there's a guy that really helped shape me. He was a basketball referee. And you look around and Mr. DeShields is still here. I mean, for crying out loud, how long have you been here? I mean, how long have you been here? I mean, so I'm going to close with just saying I want to thank everyone for being here this evening, for those that are actually in this room and for those that are here in the spirit. I want to thank my tennis coach, Mr. Massaro, for the 4 years that I got to play for him. He was a fantastic coach. I know he was Tess's coach. You did a little bit better job with her, coach, I got to tell you. But it's really remarkable. And you know, I think that people like Senator Aselta, myself, guys who went to Vineland High, we've done okay for ourselves, you know, and Tess, Jamil, and I, you know, and Pop Pacheco are testaments to the fact that you can make it pretty darn big coming from Vineland High School. And I just want to thank each and every one of you for being here. God bless you all, and go VHS.
Next, we'd like to welcome Cumberland County Commissioner, Ms. Victoria Lodes.
Good evening, everyone. It's wonderful to be here for another induction to the Vineland High School Athletic Hall of Fame. Every time I come to one of these events, it's so exciting. It's like celebrating the big win, the big game, the big victory after countless hours of practices, hard work that we know that we all have put into things. And, you know, I am also a proud graduate of the hallways of Vineland High School, class of 1998. And I know that Doc always likes when I say this, you know, a 3-ring holder. It's not Super Bowl rings, but it's 3 class rings that I always like to wear on my hands, one for my grandfather, my mother, and myself. And that's a really proud legacy that we have here in Vineland. Senator Testa talked about our 3 honorees tonight. Isiah, Jamil, Tess. An absolute heartfelt congratulations to you on behalf of the Cumberland County Commissioner Board. But I want to talk about all the people who walk through those hallways, see your name, see your record, see what you've accomplished, and that you continue to inspire. Yes, I am a public servant. Yes, I serve on the County Commissioner Board, but I'm a mom and I'm an educator. And there's nothing more important when we're doing our job to try to support our families, to try to support our young people, to try to support our communities, than to have something to point to help us inspire that younger generation of leadership, visionaries, and Americans. And the 3 of you continue to do that for parents, for educators, and community members like myself. I have to thank you from the bottom of my heart, to your families, to yourselves, for giving that example, for leading the way, not just for future athletes, but for the future scholars that come out of Vineland High School and the entire Cumberland County area. Thank you for doing what you do. I remember years ago, Jamil, I shared a story with you tonight when you received the key to the city, and your mom was there to speak. And your mom made some incredible remarks. And I remember her talking about how important the community was in supporting you. Because let's face it, you guys need a lot of rides and you eat a lot of food. You know, believe me, I get it. I have 2 boys at home. One of them's here with me tonight. It requires the support of everyone. It takes everyone. And you 3 tonight are leading the way to inspire the next generation. So I hope that you continue to find a love of the game, and I hope that you continue to support dear old Vineland. Congratulations.
Next, representing the Hall of Fame committee, Dr. Tom McCann.
Good evening, Vineland High School. I mean that. Good evening, Vineland High School. Because I know many of you are graduates of Vineland High School, and I am very proud to be here this evening to celebrate the many victorious things that we've done here as a group, and the victories continue. I wanted to thank, before I got started, to the Allen brothers, Bobby and Richie Allen, who sponsored. You can see that they're here tonight with the family, and they're here representing Allen Associates. Bobby, Hall of Famer for Vineland High School, please stand. Bobby Allen, thank you very much. Your brother Rich, the 12 years that I was principal here, every year they gave tremendous amount of money to our students. I know that to be a fact. When Chalky Ottinger was here for 12 years, same thing. Always going to depend on you help and support Allen Brothers. Thank you. Really appreciate it. One of the things that I wanted to say about the 3 inductees, and I'm most proud of, and it's my claim to fame tonight, I had all 3 as students when I was principal. And what an honor that is. Having superstars being honored tonight is a reflection of our teachers and everybody in the community. We support our students through and through. Celebrating your victories is a very important part of going through high school. Grade school, high school is a culmination, then you're out on your own. And we continuously said to the students on the morning announcements to celebrate your victories. Learn to understand your accomplishments. And when we would say celebrate your victories on the intercom, and we'd say, okay, so-and-so scored 4 touchdowns yesterday, and everybody give them a high five in the hallway. So all day, kids be giving each other high five to Isiah, Jamil, or Tess, because they were constantly on the air in the school because of their many victories as students. So celebrating your victories is a very important part. And the kids have to learn how to do that, because some kids don't realize that they've done so well and they should be feeling accomplished. Like Isiah is not here tonight to celebrate this victory, but we will celebrate for him when he gets back in town. That's for sure. As a group, because we love celebrating here at Vineland. But our students are a reflection of what our community is all about. And Jamil and Tess and Isiah are a real credit to Vineland, to Vineland High School, and to wherever they're working and playing right now. So thank you for having me, and I'm, again, honored to be their principal. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to introduce a Vineland High School graduate. They're all graduates from here, apparently. Doing a great job as interim principal is Debbie Quinn. I think you graduated.
Yes. Good evening. Thank you, Dr. McCann. Dr. McCann had all of my younger siblings. Of course, not me. I'm too old. Good evening, distinguished guests, staff, proud family members, alumni, current students, and most importantly, our honorees. It is my distinct privilege to stand here before you tonight as the interim principal of Vineland High School and a proud VHS alumni, former athlete. I wasn't that great though. I played basketball and softball, sat the bench a lot, but that's okay. I'm very proud to welcome you all to this Athletic Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Tonight we celebrate excellence. We honor those who have worn our school colors with pride and distinction, who have pushed the boundaries of what we thought possible, and who have left an indelible mark on our athletic program's storied history. The individuals we recognize this evening did more than simply excel at their respective sports. They embodied the values we strive to instill in every student who walks through the halls here. Dedication, perseverance, teamwork, and integrity is what we teach. Their achievements on the field, court, track, and beyond represent countless hours of practice, sacrifice, unwavering commitment to their craft. But what truly distinguishes our inductees is not just what they accomplished here at Vineland, but how their experience here shaped their journey beyond these walls. Many have gone on to collegiate and even professional athletic careers, as you've heard so far. Others have challenged their competitive spirit and had successful professional other endeavors. All have carried the fighting clan spirit with them throughout their lives. To our inductees, you have given Vineland High School a precious gift. Your achievements have become part of our collective identity, your stories woven into the fabric of our school's history. The legacy you've built continues to inspire new generations of student athletes who now practice and compete in those same spaces where you once stood. To the families and coaches and mentors who supported our honorees, your encouragement, guidance, and belief in these remarkable individuals played an instrumental role in their success. Tonight, we celebrate you as well. As we proceed with tonight's induction ceremony, I ask that we all reflect on the power of athletic endeavor to transform lives, build character, and to unite a community. The achievements we celebrate tonight reach far beyond the statistics, medals, and championships. They represent the very best of what we aspire to be in our school community. Congratulations to the inductees. Welcome home to Vineland High School. Welcome to our Athletic Hall of Fame, and where your legacy will inspire generations to come. Thank you, Tess. Thank you, Jamil. Thank you, Isiah.
Okay, now our Tanner Building Principal, Mr. Justin Adams.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Justin Adams, and I am the Dennis Tanner principal over at the 910 building. And just to build upon what Senator Testa said, I looked at our personnel files. Coach DeShields is actually a new non-tenured teacher, so he has quite a few years left before the retirement system, so I'm sorry. But really, what a special night this is for our school, our city, and most importantly, our three remarkable individuals that we are honoring here tonight, Jamil, Isiah, and Tess. Tonight, we gather not just to celebrate their athletic achievement, but to recognize the spirit of dedication, grit, and the heart of what our community is all about. It's not every day that a small town high school gets to say, they went here. And that's exactly what all three of our student athletes did. They started here, but their journey did not end here, and it has not ended yet. These three inductees, once student athletes, walked in the very same hallways as our current students walked, have gone to do incredible things in their sports careers and beyond. Each of them has shown us what it means to chase a dream relentlessly. They've trained early in the morning, stayed late into the night, faced setbacks, fought through doubt, and came out stronger on the other side. To our honorees, simply put, thank you for being here tonight. While I did not have the chance to meet you in a professional capacity as high school athletes, you have still made us all proud as an entire community, not just with your talent alone, but with your integrity, your passion, and the way you carry the name of our school everywhere you go. On behalf of our entire school community, congratulations on the induction into the Athletic Hall of Fame. You have earned it, and we'll be cheering for you always, just as we always have. Thank you, and I will turn it over to our athletic director, Coach Schiff.
Okay, just a few other names I'd like to mention and thank for being in attendance tonight. Mr. Mohan, who runs the VHS Historical Committee. He's responsible for the yearbooks and the pictures you see decorated. Chief Tramontano, who puts in countless hours with our crew team. Kyle Bennett literally has a podcast where he talks about Vineland sports. Joe Pettit, who everybody knows what Mr. Pettit's done here for forever for our student athletes. The Lapsleys, Mr. Hall, Mr. Bono, who rarely miss an athletic event here at VHS. Mr. Aselta, who was inducted last year. And then finally, the man who's probably seen more Hall of Fame ceremonies than anybody, Mr. Ernie Marcacci, down here in the front. Yeah, Mr. Marcacci. So thank you all for your support. I'm sure I'm missing a few people, but our student athletes really appreciate you all. Okay, at this time, I'd like to recognize the members of the Hall of Fame committee. The committee began planning this celebration last summer and met each month to coordinate every detail. Please join me in thanking Dr. Tom McCann, Mr. Terry Spencer, Ms. Kim Rivera, Mr. Jeffrey Haynes, and Mr. Brian Newton. Okay, now it's time to begin with this year's inductees. Okay, all of our new inductees will have plaques on display in the athletic hallway. They will receive a commemorative award from the athletic department, along with their certificates from Senator Testa. Okay, our first Hall of Fame inductee is someone that I had the great privilege of coaching during his senior year at VHS. Jamil's senior year marked the beginning of a new era, a new coaching staff, and as often happens when new leadership comes in, we lost a few key players to other schools, but Jamil chose to stay. Jamil's decision to stay home and play for the Fighting Clan helped to ignite what might have been the best 10-year run in the history of Vineland football. Even though I coached Jamil for just one season, I'm incredibly grateful for the bond that we've created and that we've been able to stay in touch since he has left Vineland. I have no doubt that many players from that golden era of Vineland football will join him in our Hall of Football one day, but it's only fitting that Jamil is the first to be inducted. To honor Jamil tonight, please welcome Mr. Kevin Pooley.
Good evening. How you guys doing today? Can you guys hear me all right in the back? I typically don't use the microphone. As a head coach of Monroe University, I want to let you guys know that the reason why I am where I am today is because of Jamil Demby. I had just finished grad school and wanted to get into, maybe becoming a general manager or something along that nature. Coach Silva, who was on the team at the time, or one of the coaches on the time, said, why don't you try getting your feet wet coaching? So I got my feet wet coaching immediately after grad school, working with the football program here. And that first summer when I got here, there was Jamil, 6'3.5", probably 6'4", pushing 290, couldn't do a push-up, laid on the ground, put his body back up. Laid on the ground, put his body back up. But I was like, you know what? For a big guy, he has some good feet. And it was at that moment when you realize that it's not always what you initially see. It's going to be the effort that people put in. It's going to determine what they become. And through that, Jamil just kept on getting himself back up. Kept getting back up to the point where it wasn't no longer him laying on the ground. He was doing real push-ups because he put in the work to do that. And that's something that he put into everything else he did here. The following year, his junior year, going into his senior year, I looked at Jamil and told him, hey, you have the opportunity to play big-time football, because I believed in him. And the biggest thing for me was making sure he believed in himself as well. What we would do is we'd have workouts with the team. Jamil was always a teammate first. He always wanted to make sure the guys around him were getting better. And even though he was obviously the biggest guy in the room, he understood that individual recognition comes from team success. So he put in the time with the team to make sure they bonded with him. And then afterwards, he put in the additional work. We would meet one day out the week doing study hall, which was just for classes. Another day was SAT prep. And then additional days, we would go to the field after workouts, getting additional work on the field before going home. I would take Jamil home probably, I think it was 6 o'clock at night, 7 o'clock at night sometimes, after tiring days. And the thing about it was, he made it all worth it. I began to love coaching because I saw the effort and the desire to want to be something great that Jamil was putting in. That's why I still do it. Not only did I believe that Jamil would be great, I understood that what Jamil's influence would do for the next generations. He touched base in regards to some of the guys moving on during his era here. It was important that Jamil had the success that he had because it led to the next group. All right, it led to Isiah, who's here now, understanding that you can come through Vineland High School and still get to that grand land that you want to get to. When Jamil was drafted, it was probably, one of the greatest days that I can remember because I knew what he did to get there. He spent his 4 years at the University of Maine, which may not jump out at you because it's in the middle of the cold. All right, it's not your Florida weather or your down south football. But what he came to find out is it doesn't matter where you're from or it doesn't matter where you're at. The professional ranks will find you if you're good enough and put in the work. And he puts in the work. He's always put in the work. Even once he got to where he got to, coming back and giving work to the community, setting up the youth with the free Jamil Demby football clinics that he has here. Even now, getting back into coaching, which I heard today for the first time, and I said, woo, Jamil, when you want to coach, you let me know. I got a spot for you, all right? Because I understand the influence that he can have with the next group. So it's not just an honor that he asked me to come up here and speak for him. My honor is you, Jamil, all right? Every success you have means everything to me. That makes sense? Because all the work that I would have put in, I'll do it 1,012 times over and over and over again when I know that the person I'm doing that with is a person that I can believe in is going to give me that effort back. In order to be great, you got to put in the work, and no one's put in more work, I feel, than Jamil to get to where he's at. So everybody put your hands together, give him a round of applause. He deserves it all. Thank you.
I did ask today how long I had for this speech. It may be a little long, so I hope you guys are comfy in your seats. But first off and foremost, I almost didn't make it up here because I was tearing up in my seat from all the amazing things everyone has said so far. But I just want to thank, first off, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And I want to thank the athletic department. I want to thank the board and administrators. I want to thank the Hall of Fame committee, and just for considering me for this tremendous honor, and a big thank you to everyone that had a hand to put in this event. It's amazing. It looks beautiful in here. The food is good, and the vibes are high. So thank you guys. And most importantly, I just want to say thank you to the city of Vineland and Vineland High School, who will forever be in my heart. Most importantly, I stand here today not to glorify myself, not to talk about the things that I accomplished, but I stand here to say that I am simply just a reflection of my faith and the people that God strategically put in my life. Without the parents I was blessed with, without the wife that I was blessed with, without the family that I was blessed with, without the coaches, without the teachers, without the mentors, without this city, and most importantly, without God's grace and mercy, I would not be standing here and be the person that you see today. So first off, I would like to start off by recognizing a few people that mean a lot to me. First off, my wife, my right hand. I thank God every day for, Lord knows the journey that we've been on, a crazy one to say the least. But even through the ups and the downs, you never change. You were always there to ride for me no matter what life throws our way. You see me at my best, my worst. No matter what it was, you love me exactly the same. You helped me through immense pressure, through doubt, through pain, through the good, bad, and the ugly. And there's no one else I'd rather do this thing called life with. To my father, man, I'm gonna take y'all back to a moment, 806 Washington. We lived in Vineland, where I was that chubby kid that couldn't do a push-up. I hated up downs. I would go late to practice. And I wanted to quit. I wanted to give up. And you spoke life into me. You believed in me. You saw something in me, like Coach Pooley said, potential in me that I didn't see in myself. Like, if it wasn't for that moment, I don't believe that I'll be standing here today. And if it weren't for those days you were at my practice, at my games, long rides to college camps, drove 5 hours to Virginia, the camp got canceled, we drove right back. Showcases, whatever it was, you were present and you pushed me to be the best I could possibly be. And the continuous wisdom and life lessons you instilled in me is what I'm thankful for the most. And I could tell you, regardless of what you may think, you are truly the best dad that I could ever ask for. To my mother, if you know me, you know I'm just like my mama. And I look like her too. That's Jazzy's son. But no, seriously, the love and confidence you poured into me all my life, I'm beyond grateful for. You don't even know how much that shaped me to be the person I am today. No matter what happens in life, you will always be there rooting for me and love me the same as I was always for you. That right there means the world to me, truly. And I'm thankful for you leading the way you do with love, care for the people in the city, the community, which has always motivated me to do the same. You're truly the best mother a son could ask for. To my grandma, my mom, whom I love dearly, if you really don't know, I'm not really a mama's boy, I'm a grandma's boy. But no, seriously, you both have gave me a heart like no other. The way that you guys love and care for your family and the people you cross paths with is something I've always admired. And the only reason why I care about people and believe in generosity and giving back the best way I can is all due to what I have seen you guys do. And I couldn't be more grateful and honored to have grandmas like you in my life. To all my brothers that are here and even to my brothers that aren't here, I hope y'all know y'all truly made me who I am. I am just a combination of you all. I wouldn't be funny, maybe a little funny, I consider myself funny, dress a little decent, have the personality I do, and most importantly, stay true to myself if it weren't for you guys. And I'm extremely grateful for you and the relationship we have. Coach Pooley, man, many people don't know the magnitude of what you did for me and how pivotal you were in the development of who I am today. Many days and hours, like you said, we put in SAT prep, workouts after the workout, times he even took me on college visits, the time he reached out to colleges to get my name out there, like the impact that you had on my life. There's no way I'll never be able to repay you. I just pray that God gives you everything you deserve, because the way you continue to impact students, players, lives, expect nothing in return is beyond incredible. You know how grateful I am for you. And to the rest of my family that always, and friends that always show up and show out, I can't thank you enough. There are moments that I can recall with each and every one of you that have truly marked my life, a positive mark that I will never forget. The love, the continuous love and support from you all, I would not be the man I am today without you guys. I'm so thankful and grateful for you all. And you don't know how much I love y'all and I think about y'all every day, no matter the distance. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Lastly, to my fellow inductees, I just want to say personally, congratulations on today. But most importantly, congratulations on everything that you've accomplished. Can I tell you both, I know Isaiah's not here, but can I tell you both that you're not only 1%, you're the 1% of the 1%. Not only did you get scholarships, you went on to be multi-All-Americans. like Tessa said, we had three Super Bowl rings in the room right now, in this Hall of Fame. Like, if that doesn't tell you how special Vineland is, I don't know what else to say. And the fact that we have the magnitude of these people in this room that come specifically from Vineland, you cannot tell me that you have to go to any other high school, you have to go to any other prep school to accomplish what you want to accomplish. Because there is tremendous evidence here tonight in the great Tess Fisher, which I'm honored to be in this class with you, the great Isiah Pacheco, and many others that have come from our city. What you all have done is extremely difficult. And to many people, it may seem impossible. With that being said, I just want to remind you guys of one thing: not to find your worth and value in what you do, but to find your worth and value in who you are. From the bottom of my heart, I'm so proud of both of you and all that you've done. I'm honored to be here with you guys today, and I wish you guys nothing but continued success. And I pray that we can continue to come together as a collective to make an impact on the city that has impacted us. Again, I am beyond honored and thankful to be here with you guys tonight, and beyond grateful for this incredible award. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Vineland, I love you. VHS, I love you. Thank you.
Mike was a little too high for me, Jamil. There you go. Okay, so obviously Isiah couldn't be here tonight. He had a scheduling conflict. He asked me to let you guys know how much he appreciates all of you, and we're going to look into honoring him in the future. All right, so something I'm really proud of tonight, and anyone who spends time with us here at VHS knows my athletic department, Miss Ashley Sale hiding in the back, Miss Jen Jimenez. 24/7, we're thinking about our student athletes and how we can promote them. Miss Sale started our social media account, Vineland Athletics, Facebook and Instagram. She gets about 100,000 views every month, and it's highlights of our kids, whether it's warming up for a lacrosse game or a touchdown in the corner of the end zone. So please make sure everybody's following us on Facebook and Instagram at Vineland Athletics. So I'm very proud tonight that we have a large group of student athlete representatives. It's a new initiative we started this year. A few months ago, we went to Dane Barcy Elementary School to welcome the kids into the school. Tomorrow, we're going to Durand Elementary School with a group of athletes. So K to 12, we're just trying to work together with our students and in the community and promote our athletes. So will our student athlete representatives please stand up? Go ahead, guys. Come on, come on. That's you. Come on, Nick. Thank you. And transportation and Rossini downtown always hook us up with the bus because we know it's difficult, but gets us out to see the kids in our community. Okay, Tess Fisher. I became a high school coach immediately after I graduated high school. I'm sorry, after I graduated college. And I continued coaching right up until I stepped into the role of athletic director. In all that time, I've never seen a typical high school afternoon where every athletic practice, including football, stops completely to watch another athlete compete. And that's exactly what happened whenever Tess Fisher had a match here at Vineland High School. Everyone paused, our coaches, the players, the teachers, to watch Tess dominate on those tennis courts. Now, as a football coach, I would be out there supervising my linemen at a tennis match. You know, we weren't exactly tennis people. But we would get so excited watching Tess that we had to be reminded that we couldn't scream and yell and cheer her on during the tennis match. Coach Becerra would have to come over and tell us to shut up all the time. So now to honor our final inductee of the night, Coach Don Macero.
Senator Mike Testa, I wouldn't sell yourself short. You were a darn good #1 singles player. And I would go home and tell my wife, there's this one kid on the team, and I know you recognize this, but when he would walk across the parking lot, he was one of the dapperest dressers in high school. Sharp look, always sharp dressed. Congratulations to all past inductees in attendance tonight for your remarkable achievements. And also thank you for the Hall of Fame committee for recognizing the achievements of these athletes and organizing the event. Jamil, Isiah, and Tess, at a very young age, through their progressions and through their activities, they had that it factor. And people who saw them know it. You knew that they were destined for something special, and they were going to entertain people in a very glorious and positive way. Tess, at a very young age, she would drag her tennis racket on the court, not proportioned to her body. Sometimes it looked oversized for her, but with precision and confidence, she wielded that racket with precision. And when she was on the court playing, onlookers, people that were nearby at a very young age, would stop, and they were just in awe of watching her play. And established tennis players throughout her young career would love to hit with her. They hit with her, they played with her, and even some entered tournaments with her. And she held her own, even for her size at such a young age. Throughout her tennis career, she was often recognized for many achievements. So there were many speeches that I had to prepare to introduce her. And Vince Luciano, who also coached Tess, was her #1 promoter. And I think each and every week, Vince would say, Dom, we're going to the Vineland Board of Education. Dom, we're going to Vineland City Council. Dom, we're going to the City of Commerce. I said, Vince, slow down. He was always in her corner, always promoting her interests. But there was one speech that I kept, and I kept all her records because I knew one day this was going to happen for her. But there was one speech that I found that I do want to read, very short, but it sums up her character. Tess Fisher, as a freshman, brought talent to the Vineland girls tennis program that exhibited excitement, notoriety, media attention that blue chip athletes draw. For a coach, a once-in-a-lifetime athlete, a true joy to coach. Tess's accomplishments have established her as one of the most decorated high school athletes in New Jersey. When the press, coaches, and parents inquire about Tess, her talents were quite visible on the court. What Vince and I enjoyed most about talking to people about Tess was her character. Her sportsmanship, respect, and humbleness she displayed to each of her opponents was refreshing. Her dedication to her teammates as a captain, team member, and friend were unwavering. Her contributions to her school, team, and community took precedence over her personal life. Tess is truly a remarkable young lady I'm honored to say that Tess is one of those individuals that enters into our lives and leaves much wonderful memories and hope for the future. So that was one of many speeches that I did save and I thought was actually appropriate for tonight. I did mention respect. Tess played in 162 matches, which is unheard of. She averaged a match every day for 2 months. In those matches, she had 103 shutouts. So in tennis, her matches consisted of best of 3 sets, and a set consisted of 6 games. She won 103 matches 6-0, 6-0. She won the first 2 sets. But what was most importantly, as Vince and I watched, she treated her opponents with the utmost respect. At the end of the match, and even during the match, she was consoling to her opponents. As dominant as she was, at the end of the match, she would shake hands, they would talk, and her opponent would come off smiling. Some of her matches lasted, including the warm-up, 40 minutes. So Vince and I would coach each court, and then Vince would hit me on the shoulder and say, Dom, I think she's done. I said, what are you talking about? It's been 40 minutes. She's done. She's off the court. That's how dominant a player she was, but very humble. As a captain, she was a captain her sophomore, junior, and senior year. For a blue chip player, she wasn't entitled. Vince and I never had to tell her to do anything. She would get the water cooler from the trainer, equipment, take equipment out of the shed, pick up hundreds of balls, lead exercises with her and the other captains. All right. And she would also end the practices. So as a captain, she led by example. She didn't have to be vocal, but she truly, truly led by example. I'm going to conclude with some of her stats. I notice her family is here tonight, and she has a large group of friends and family here. And she does come from a very popular tennis family, so they did have quite a bit of input in her success. One thing I do say about Tess, her mother and father were absolute joy to work with. They were never interfered, always positive. Gary, since a very young age, was her trainer, was her mentor, her coach, very important in her life. Wendy, her mother, was her life coach, always positive in the discussions. And her number one fan was Lily. And she had quite an influence on Lily because Lily did become a varsity high school player and did extremely well. There are 2 grandparents here. I know both of her sets of grandparents are here, but I got to know one as Bubbles and the other as Pappy, and they're both here. Both very influential in her life. Pappy was her statistician. Over the 4 years, each and every year, he would send to Gary and to me through emails, percentages, wins, every accomplishment. That was truly amazing. I was in awe. So at the end of her 4 years, I absolutely kept all the stats because I knew it was going to make it easier for me tonight to present them. But I do want to read them off because it is quite impressive. I know they're up here, some are in the brochure, but I do want to read these off. So Tess Fisher, National High School All-American, 2016, 17, and 18. New Jersey High School Team or Tennis Player of the Year, 2017. New Jersey State Singles Champion, 2017. What makes tennis different from all the other sports is that there are on average, 128 singles players in all the state of New Jersey that compete. They could be 1 singles players, 2, 3 singles players. There is only 1 victor. And her senior year, became state champion. Her prior years, she was a semifinalist twice and lost the eventual to the eventual state champion. And another year she was a finalist where she lost to the state champion. For a player from South Jersey to compete with the elite tennis players of North Jersey was unheard of. And she represented South Jersey proudly. New Jersey first team All-State, Cape Atlantic League first team All-Star, all 4 years. Cape Atlantic League Family Athlete of Season 2017. Sports Illustrated Faces in the Crowd her freshman year. South Jersey Champion and Player of the Year, all 4 years. Cape Atlantic League Champion, all 4 years. Cumberland County Champion, 3 years. The 1 year she didn't win it because it was postponed. Daily Journal, Tennis Player of the Year, all 4 years. Atlantic City Press, Tennis Player of the Year, all 4 years. Vineland High School Team Captain, sophomore, junior, and senior year. Grand Marshal of Vineland Holiday Parade 2017. These are all from Pappy. So I thank you, Pappy, making my job easier. And there are more. He has broken things down to percentages, but it's a little more involved. So her career wins were 159 wins, career shutouts 103, career matches played 162. I don't think that there's ever going to be another tennis player who is going to achieve that many matches and with that record. She did receive a full scholarship to Rutgers, where she was #1 singles and doubles, captain her senior year, twice named Big Ten Player of the Week, won Grit Award twice, Most Valuable once, and at one time, nationally ranked doubles team, only team in Rutgers history to be ranked in the top 100 for doubles in the top 10, which is quite an achievement. So on behalf of Vince, Luciano, myself, her teammates, her family, and her former teachers and educators, I would probably like to invite Tess up, and well deserving of being inducted into the VHS Hall of Fame.
I feel incredibly honored to stand before you tonight as one of the newest members of the Vineland High School Hall of Fame. Tonight is a celebration of the hard work, dedication, and the teamwork that has defined not just my journey, but the journeys of those being honored here as well. 2 football players and a tennis player are the recipient of this prestigious honor. For those of you who might be wondering, I'm the tennis player. But I will say, one of my most memorable moments here was when I quarterbacked the girls' Powder Puff team my senior year. I can't help but feel like I've completed a full circle. My tennis career started right here in Vineland when I took my first lessons on my grandparents' court at 3 years old. It was more than just a tennis court. It was a space we rode bikes, played tag, shot baskets, and celebrated just about everything. But it was the tennis net, the green fuzzy ball, and that feeling of connection to the game that captured my heart. I never imagined back then, as I trained with my father on the Vineland courts, that I would be standing here today. I'll always remember watching the varsity girls' team practice on the next court over and hearing Coach Luciano shout across the way to my dad, "She's going to come play for us, right?" He was a persistent recruiter, always keeping an eye on my budding tennis career. Vineland High School was the place for me. My mom and her siblings were all athletes here, and I wanted to carry on that tradition. Growing up in Vineland, I wanted to be a part of this community and support the town and the school that supported me. It turned out to be one of the best decisions I ever made. From my very first day, my freshman year, teachers and staff were so supportive of me. Mr. Bernhardt helped arrange my schedule to coincide with my tennis training. Teachers and various staff were always accommodating when I had to leave early for matches or out-of-state tournaments. To be successful at anything, it takes a team effort, and Vineland High School was truly a huge part of my team. Some special thanks go out to Dr. McCann, Ernie Bernhardt, Coach Homiak, and Coach Russo. Thank you for all being a part of my team. My first day on the tennis team was also the first day back to coaching for head coach Don Macero after taking a few years off. Coach Macero and I connected immediately. His calm presence and the way he kept me focused during those tight matches made all the difference. He always made sure that we played the best competition, pushing us to be better every day. Coach Luciano, you were not only my coach, but also one of my biggest fans. Your constant encouragement, whether it was a passing word of advice, like drop shot her or serve and volley, always helped me stay sharp and focused. Though tennis is often seen as an individual sport, I have to say my teammates are the reason I truly loved every moment. The friendships and bonds we created will stay with me forever. We achieved so much together, and it was our collective effort that not only put Vineland tennis on the map in Southern New Jersey, but across the entire state. There are 3 people who truly deserve to be recognized as the driving forces behind my induction tonight: my sister, mom, and dad. Lily, when I asked you one day if you wanted to hit with me on the Vineland tennis courts, you left me with 3 profound words: I hate tennis. And I get it. Being my younger sister, you probably saw me compete more than anybody. At a young age, being dragged to many of my matches could not have always been much fun. But I want you to know, just having you there at my matches gave me an added confidence. Knowing you were there, mingling with players and parents, and on many occasions, I would get off the court and some stranger would say to me, "Oh, you're Lily's sister." And by the way, you did end up hitting with me that day, and you went on to have a great tennis career for yourself at Vineland. Mom, you were always my biggest supporter and my life coach. You taught me the importance of balance, balancing sports, school, and social life, and keeping everything in perspective. Your words of encouragement and positivity have lifted me to new heights. You showed me how to give to others, how to love myself, and how to keep moving forward no matter what. Dad, I'm not sure how many fathers would leave a job they'd had for 20 years and take a permanent substitute position at the very same school their daughter attends. But you did that so our schedules could align, so you could come to all my matches, assist in my training, and drive me to drills and coaches who furthered my career. Your sacrifices have made all of this possible. And just to clarify, I never ended up in any of your classes, which, let's be honest, that would have been kind of weird. There are 2 memories that truly capture the spirits of sports here at Vineland High School. The first involves another honoree this evening. I'll never forget a match against my toughest opponent in the Cape Atlantic League. I started off sluggish, but out of nowhere, led by Pop, the entire football team began to assemble behind my court in full uniform. They took a break from practice just to cheer me on. Having 40 strong football players supporting me definitely helped elevate my game. Meanwhile, my opponent, probably a bit intimidated, faltered. I had the privilege of sharing my 4 years at Vineland High School with one of the greatest athletes to ever walk these halls, Isiah Pacheco. We both went on to compete at Rutgers, and now we're here together, inducted into the Hall of Fame at the same time. Pop and Jamil, your success in the NFL is an inspiration to all future athletes, and the legacy you've left behind is undeniable. Finally, I want to share my most enduring memory. Winning the women's state singles title will always be a lifelong highlight, but what I'll always remember most is the incredible support I received from Vineland. A school bus filled with Vineland students, along with faculty and staff in carpools, followed me on a 2-hour drive to Mercer County Park to cheer me on. Over 100 strong cheering me on point by point. And on the other side, my opponent, who lived just a few minutes away, had only her coach and immediate family. This is what Vineland High School and this community are all about: standing by each other's side, having each other's backs, and sharing each other's victories. Thank you so much for this incredible honor tonight. It's a privilege to be a part of this amazing school.
Okay, congratulations again to Jamil, Isiah, and Tess. Welcome to the Hall of Fame. So obviously, events like this don't come together on their own. Special thanks goes out to Allen Associates, our sponsor tonight, and Hall of Famer, Mr. Allen in the crowd. Thank you. So again, with athletics, we try to promote and utilize our students here at VHS as often as we can. So a lot of what was done tonight was created by them. You'll also see as you drive around, we have our construction course building sheds for our athletic teams, and that's Mr. Medio and his construction course. Also, thank you to Miss Mueller and the VHS JROTC, Mrs. Castellini and our FFA club for the centerpieces, Mrs. Griffiths and our graphic design students, especially Athena Gonzalez, who designed tonight's program cover. We want to thank Mr. Butler and the VHS Rise print shop who printed the programs for us. And of course, all of our student athlete representatives for being here tonight. Thank you to the Hall of Fame committee again, who spent basically a year planning this event. We have to thank Miss Jen Jimenez and Miss Ashley Sale in the athletic department for their tireless work behind the scenes. Thank you to Gia, Doug, and Rob for always promoting our student athletes by filming our athletic events and ceremonies. Thank you to Pravesh, Tom, Mark, and everyone else at Sodexo for feeding us tonight. Thank you to all our local businesses, as well as our community supporters for your continued backing of Vineland athletics year-round. Again, I ask everyone to please continue to support our student athletes by attending our events and following us on social media at Vineland Athletics. The Hall of Fame committee would like to invite all guests back to the Greenview Inn following tonight's ceremony. And thank you all again for making this a special evening for our inductees. And one last time, congratulations again to Jamil, Pop, and Tess. Thank you all.